Have you ever stood at the bottom of a mountain and wondered how you'd ever reach the top? Trying to tackle life's biggest goals all at once feels overwhelming. The 1% rule shows that progress isn't about giant leaps, it's about tiny, consistent improvements. Imagine getting just 1% better every single day. Over time, those small gains add up into massive change. Much like how compound interest turns a few dollars into a fortune. To put this into practice, pick one small habit that nudges you toward your goal. If you want to write a book, write a single sentence daily. If you aim to improve your fitness, do one push-up or one extra minute of walking. The key is consistency. Doing your micro habit even when you're tired or busy builds a streak that your mind and body come to expect. Track your progress visually. Mark each day you complete your micro habit on a calendar or app. Watching your streak grow turns each mark into a mini celebration. Soon, the real challenge isn't, can I do it? But, I don't want to break my chain. That simple psychological shift keeps you moving forward more reliably than motivation alone. Finally, remember that these tiny actions are not trivial. Each one casts a vote for the person you wish to become. One sentence is a vote for writer. One extra minute of exercise is a vote for healthy. Over weeks and months, those votes accumulate, and your identity shifts from someone who wishes or tries to someone who consistently does. How you start your day often determines how it goes. If you jump out of bed and dive straight into email or social media, you allow other people's agendas to hijack your focus. The 1% rule suggests creating a simple, non-negotiable morning ritual that sets a positive tone. It could be 5 minutes of stretching, writing down 3 priorities, or enjoying a quiet cup of tea without screens. Begin by waking just 1 minute earlier than usual. Use that extra minute to fill a glass of water, stretch, or take a few deep breaths. After a week, bump it to 2 minutes, then 5, building your ritual gradually. This small extension prevents morning overwhelm and turns your ritual into a stable anchor, even on chaotic days. Pair your wake-up time with a consistent action. Place your journal on your pillow, set out your yoga mat, or pre-fill a water bottle. These visual cues remove decision fatigue. You see your cue and know exactly what to do. Over time, your body and mind learn to expect this positive start, setting you up for clarity, calm, and productivity for the rest of the day. As your morning ritual cements, notice the ripple effect. You enter work with a clear plan, handle stress with more poise, and find creative solutions flow more easily. By slowly mastering your mornings, you build the momentum and mindset needed to apply the 1% rule across every area of your life. Motivation is fleeting. Some days it's high, other days it's nowhere to be found. The 1% rule teaches that relying on motivation sets you up for failure. Instead, focus on building habits that run on autopilot. Identify the smallest possible version of the action you want to take, then commit to doing it every single day, no matter what. If your goal is to read more, start with 1 page per day. If you want to meditate, begin with 1 breath. When you make the action so small it feels ridiculous, you eliminate excuses. On days you feel energized, you'll naturally do more. But on low motivation days, you still fulfill your commitment and keep your streak alive. Document your daily action in a simple tracker on paper, in an app, or even with physical tokens like pebbles in a jar. Each completion gives you a quick hit of satisfaction. Over time, the habit's automatic momentum takes over, and your actions become part of your identity, rather than a chore you must choose each day. Remember to celebrate progress, not perfection. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Acknowledge the slip, learn from what happened, and recommit today. Returning quickly to your habit prevents small gaps from turning into big breaks in momentum. Your surroundings heavily influence your choices. It's easier to make healthy decisions when the fridge is stocked with fruit, water is at arm's reach, and junk food is out of sight. Similarly, if focus matters, keep distracting apps hidden or your phone in another room. The 1% rule stresses that you design your space to support tiny wins and block temptations. Your surroundings heavily influence your choices. It's easier to make healthy decisions when the fridge is stocked with fruit, water is at arm's reach, and junk food is out of sight. Similarly, if focus matters, keep distracting apps hidden or your phone in another room. The 1% rule stresses that you design your space to support tiny wins and block temptations. Next, streamline your routine. If you waste time hunting for documents or tools, create a single folder or designated spot for everything you need. If meals derail your diet, prep ingredients or plan menus in advance. By removing friction from helpful behaviors and adding it to unhelpful ones, you tilt the playing field in favor of 1% improvements. Periodically reassess and tweak your environment. As your habits evolve, new obstacles or distractions may surface. Stay vigilant and make incremental adjustments, maybe moving that fruit bowl to eye level, or replacing a distraction-filled playlist with instrumental music. An adaptive environment is an ever-present ally in your journey. Chasing outcomes alone often leads to short-lived victories. The 1% rule emphasizes shifting focus from goals to identity. You become the person who performs the habits that drive those goals. Instead of, I want to run a marathon, think, I am a runner. Then ask, what would a runner do today? And do that one small thing. Every micro-habit is a vote for that new identity. One extra push-up, one sentence written, one healthy meal cooked, all reinforce your self-image. Over time, your beliefs about yourself solidify, making the habit feel natural rather than forced. This identity-based approach fuels sustainable change far better than sheer willpower aimed at arbitrary targets. To deepen this, craft a simple identity statement. I am someone who, and fill in the blank with your desired identity. Write it on a sticky note, put it on your mirror, and recite it daily. Pair it with your micro-habit and your morning ritual. These reminders align your subconscious mind with your conscious goals. When setbacks occur, lean on your new identity. Instead of saying, I failed my workout, say, I'm someone who shows up. Tomorrow, I'll do my 1-minute exercise. This self-compassionate language keeps your internal narrative positive and focused on continuity rather than the occasional slip. Perfectionism kills momentum. If you wait for perfect conditions, more time, more knowledge, the ideal mood, you'll never start. The 1% rule advocates for good enough action. Launch before you're ready and refine as you go. A rough draft, an imperfect workout, a shaky first video, these are your laboratories for learning. Set a launch deadline for any new project, then ship your minimal viable version. If you're starting a blog, write 1 page. If it's a business offer, draft a simple pitch and test it on a trusted friend. Collect feedback, learn from the response, and iterate. Each cycle of create, share, improve compounds your skills and confidence far faster than endless waiting. Remember that mistakes are data, not disasters. When your experiment fails, no readers, no sales, no engagement. Analyze the why. Was the message unclear? The timing off? Use that insight to tweak your next version. This feedback loop converts errors into stepping stones and dissolves the fear of failure. Over time, you develop resilience and agility. You learn to view every outcome, positive or negative, as part of the same process of growth. This balanced mindset fuels continued action, ensuring that imperfection serves as the engine of progress, not its roadblock. Without feedback, you're driving blind. The 1% rule emphasizes creating rapid feedback loops so you can refine your small actions into powerful habits. After each micro-habit, ask 2 simple questions. What went well? And what could I tweak next time? Jot down 1 note for each question. Next, conduct a weekly review. Celebrate your consistency streak. Those ticks on the habit calendar keep you motivated, and reflect on your feedback notes. Identify patterns. Does a certain time of day work better? Are there recurring obstacles? Use these insights to adjust your environment or routine for the coming week. Involve others for external feedback. Share your recent experiment with a friend, mentor, or community. Ask for their honest observations and suggestions. External perspectives can spot blind spots and spark fresh ideas you might miss alone. By combining self-reflection with outside input, you accelerate learning. Each cycle of action, feedback, and adjustment turns small wins into smarter progress, propelling you toward your larger vision more efficiently than action alone ever could. Pushing too hard without breaks leads to burnout. The compounding power of tiny improvements requires both effort and recovery. The 1% rule recommends the 50/10 rhythm. 50 minutes of focused work followed by a 10-minute break where you step away from screens, stretch, or breathe mindfully. During breaks, avoid new distractions. Instead of checking social media, step outside, hydrate, or jot down a quick journal entry. These short pauses reset your mental energy, prevent decision fatigue, and often spark unexpected ideas that enrich your work. Plan longer rest periods too. Digital detoxes on weekends or vacations, free from work devices. Use this time to recharge fully, pursue hobbies, or connect deeply with loved ones. You'll return with fresh perspective and renewed enthusiasm for your 1% habits. Respecting rest as part of your strategy transforms breaks from guilty indulgences into intentional investments in creativity, focus, and well-being. The stronger and more rested you are, the more power your daily 1% improvements will have. Going it alone drains motivation. Accountability transforms private efforts into shared commitments that stick. Share your micro-habit and progress tracker with a friend, partner, or small group. And agree to check in weekly, celebrate wins, and troubleshoot setbacks together. Consider forming a 1% rule circle of 3 to 5 people. Each member picks 1 micro-habit and reports briefly on their progress in a fixed weekly meeting. Peers offer encouragement, share insights, and brainstorm fixes for challenges. This collective energy multiplies individual momentum Online communities can also boost accountability. Join forums or social media groups aligned with your goal writers, runners, entrepreneurs. Post your daily check-in and cheer on others. The simple act of reporting to a community makes you more likely to follow through and reinforces your identity as a doer. By weaving accountability into your practice, you tap into social motivation. You're not just striving for your own success, you're lifting up and being lifted by others. That shared journey fuels consistency and sustains your 1% improvements through thick and thin.